A very good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first edition of The Hot Seat. You are with me, AC Rick. So I will be here to explain on a host of topics ranging from business to marketing and also branding. So this is where we help each other to grow in the industry. So the first topic for today is something that's been hot on the market for a time now. It's nothing new. It's been around since like 10 years or so. But it's something where we can discuss further and explain for those of you who do not understand what it is. So what am I talking about? That's right, we're talking on blockchain. Blockchain, everyone speaks about blockchain. Everyone talks of what is blockchain and cryptocurrency. Is it like this? Is it like that? So today I'm going to explain to you in the way I understand it in a very simple layman terms. Okay, so what is blockchain? Well, blockchain is an open digital platform which can be used to record a wide spectrum of information, transactions, and endless possibilities that can be further enhanced or expanded into various other functional uses. This entire system makes any future updates or adjustments easily tracked, verified, duplicated, and distributed across a safe and secure network. So to me personally, I feel blockchain is what the internet was in its core beginning. It's like a whole rebranding of the next level of the usage of internet. So I call it Internet 2.0. So how does it function? Well, now, just like the internet, where various websites and applications are built on it and have expanded into a whole diverse realm that keeps growing beyond one's own imagination, so does the same applies to blockchain, where in making information easily accessible, available, and verifiable to the masses in terms of its users, usage, and database storage capabilities. So why do we need blockchain? It's like asking us, why do we need the internet? Or why do we need cyberspace? Well, it exists. It exists to make our entire way of life easier so that we can grow and expand in the overall usage of our brain instead of keeping it locked up in individual mindsets. The knowledge of each given individual gained and shared can be easily accessed and in turn expedited into tremendous growth rate of humanity's development and its many potential usages. Humanity has seen tremendous growth in the last 40 years as never seen before. Starting from the 80s with the advent of the personal computer to the 90s with the inception of the internet and all the way through to the 21st century with the various mobile applications, AIs, smartphones, and now with the blockchain explosion. These are critical points of humanity's growth. Alright, so is Bitcoin blockchain or part of blockchain? Well, Bitcoin is not blockchain itself, but rather it's one of the pioneer success stories catapulting from its early inception as an electronic digital token in 2009, that's right, to its phenomenal growth in recent years. Therefore, Bitcoin is an entity which is set upon the whole blockchain platform technology. So let's make it simple. It's like a famous website that keeps getting famous with tremendous hits, views, and its value, and that makes the value keeps getting higher and higher. And then due to this constant acceptance and the value growing and engagement from various parties and sectors, especially in the trading and adoptability side, this helps in the markets and industries across the board to accept it. So the more noise it made, the more it grew in value in terms of trading, in terms of usage. So it has become a sort of benchmark for the other notable tokens out there in the markets. I guess its unique success rate is a constant mixture of smart promotions, awareness, through knowing, unknowing forms of disbursements, of news, hits and views, which gives a certain value in terms of substance, which is then traded and incentivized over time, bringing its value to where it is today. So it didn't happen overnight. It's like a build-up, it built up. So that's how Bitcoin became the way it is today. So another question I get asked is Bitcoin stable? Will it keep on growing? Or will it eventually just crash? So, well, at the current state, in its fundamental rise, it is due to its unique formula, which has the right amount of awareness. That's the most important thing: awareness, acceptance, and storage. It's like how great things work: branding, awareness. That's what it has. Okay, so now it all depends if there is another token or digital entity or brand that could be formalized, to such a unique and wonderful concoction of a similar or even better formula in creating such a successful awareness, adoption, and usage campaign. So if that campaign can be done for another, then why not? It could work. It worked for Bitcoin, could work for the other, but it takes time. So if there's someone out there that has that future insight and courage to go beyond and above, then why not? Blockchain is evolving, so it's anything is possible. It's like the Wild Wild West. We're still trading on it. There's lots of territory to explore. So if you have big dreams and big money to spend, come see me. I'll be glad to help advise you on how to do it. Serious. Okay, so on a serious note, I do believe we could see Bitcoin growing in the near future. And it's not hard to see it rise to much more higher value than it is at present. Okay, so concerns of Bitcoin and blockchain. Now, as for now, I'm not too concerned about the growth and development of blockchain and its technology, because as a whole, its current progressive streamlining, regulations and validations, these are on par with its exponential growth. My concerns are mostly towards the tokens or the digital entities which are built on the entire blockchain technology. So this includes Bitcoin itself. These are still, most of it are somewhat in their early exciting digital acceptance stage. So it could be considered, kind of volatile based on its long-term stability and its actual source of backing as a medium of exchange. So that's my only concern. So if you look back and see, this whole tokenization has only been around the market for the last, since 2009, about 12 years. So if we're going to compare this to stable commodities like gold, which has been for like thousands of years ago, or even currencies of petrodollars, like a century over. So there's a lot of concerns, but I see future growth in it. So this is something to take note of, as there has been some extreme fluctuations. So fluctuations of highs and lows on its value, on its medium of storage, that little imbalance thing in exchange. So it's compared to conventional, as I said, currencies or commodities as gold. It's still new. I'm not saying it's bad, but still new. Okay, so but on its upside, there's an upside to this. I believe these same fluctuations of highs and lows and its lovely fluid trades make these digital currencies excellent trading points for, in creating high lucrative and profitable tradings. So as a trader, there's a source of active trading. If you have a professional trader who can handle for you and transact smartly, you can make lots of money from these highs and lows. So these are excellent short-term buy and sell options. So this is the reason why most currency traders these days are enjoying high returns and investments. So it's a new exciting form. So yeah, that's a plus point. Okay, so let's talk about the successful traits of how to be a successful digital currency. So to be a digital currency successful, you need to have 3 key factors. So these 3 key factors works in the same way that has worked for the currencies, gold, commodities. It works in the same 3 principles. Now, the first principle, of course, will be in its value. You know, what's backing this value? What's backing this cryptocurrency, this token? Is that something to back up the value, or is it just based on pure speculation? Now, you know, it can be based on speculation. I'm not saying it's bad, but on the long run, that bubble might just burst, and everyone will, you know, tend to lose money. So you need to have some proper backing in terms of its value added. So this can be in various forms. You can actually back it with commodities, back it with real estate, back it with anything substantial, because you need to have something substantial to back that little speculation that creates value. So anything goes, but you have something to balance it, and this keeps it stable. Now, the next point to look forward is the usage. Now, usage is very important. Even if you have a stable value added backed commodity, but if you don't have usage, then it will not work. See, most coins I see getting listed out there, they just list it. It's easy to list a coin. It's easy to do an ICO. It's easy to do an STO. You got the money, just pump it in, throw it in, boom, you got a coin listed and it's trading in the market. It was, you know, that's an easy part. But bear in mind, you need people to trade it, to use it. So in most cases, you need to have a strong user base, a strong network, so that you can trade and grow this coin. It's like a currency. If you have, say, you know, the reason why US dollar is so famous because everyone's using it. You know, it's back to petrodollar, so you know, it's good. So people use it until something comes along and replaces it. So that's why it has that backing. So if you have a strong currency which is not being used, it might have a high value, but again, it's not traded, so it doesn't make sense. It's good for saving if you pack it up something, so it's still good. It's not good for trading. Now, the next point to look at will be in its storage. You see, the problem in most tokens these days, because they lack the first 2 fundamentals. So, you know, the moment it's up, some big punter comes along, buys the whole thing, crashes the whole thing, boom, that's it, value drops, and you're stuck with a deflated value coin. So it can't store it can't store value, and if people want to keep it, they'll be very afraid to do so because, you know, it can't store. So this happened in the initial stages of many tokens. So Bitcoin currently is one of the stable ones. I would say that it has a certain measure of storage which you can keep for a long term, so besides high and lows, but you know, on the long run it's not too bad still, until something comes along. You have other good, you know, the principal coins, tokens are still good to look at. So these are the ones I would recommend people to look at instead of diversifying into different tokenizations or alter coins. You can do so, again, you can do so if you have the 3 principles in place. Remember, you need the 3 key points to make it successful. First of all, it's backing, sufficient backing in terms of something substantial. Second, you need the users. You can't trade a coin with no one using it. You know, you gotta have the existing database, the existing network to use, and of course the third one, with all these 2 in place, you will get the storage that you need to keep it and use it over a long period of time. So future growth. I see more and more countries who are now in the process of digitizing their own localized paper currencies. And some of these countries have already, are in the process, or have done so, of enforcing certain tools and legislations in opting to focus more in developing and formalizing their own countries' digital currencies to fit, instead of just utilizing the existing currencies that are out in the market. So I foresee these adoptions might cultivate and transform current paper currencies into digital currencies. And these same currencies, I mean, hopefully will have the adequate source of backing and resources of each given country, global commodities backing it, and of course the usability which is being done to ensure that they are used at least in their own countries. And with these 2 points in play, then of course it's going to be traded just like normal currencies. So this will help in creating stability and less volatility in the fluctuations of the value, which in turn might trigger more and more reforms coming in from those governments enforcing it. We can expect more reforms from the financial and banking sectors, because they themselves are going to evolve and to accommodate the whole process of uploading and digitizing, their assets and their operations, and to further streamlining and strengthening the entire transparency of the blockchain technology. So lots of things can happen. So these are all going to be in place, and this will come about to avoid the current money laundering and destabilizing of some financial sector. So total decentralization, but it's going to be controlled and monitored to a certain degree. So when this happens, there can only be 2 outlooks, options here. So in the end, we'll have lots and lots of all the countries with their own digital tokens and currencies. We'll have even private entities with their own tokens and multiple tokenization across the whole world, being traded, being used, and it's going to come to a point where of saturation. So only the strong will survive, and this will come to a point where the ones that are strong will have the 3 key points which I mentioned before, in terms of the backing, resource of backing it, in terms of usability, and the trading in terms of how many people is going to trade it. So in the end, there will only be left a few coins, a few tokens. So these tokens, most of them will fall out because they can't compete. It's natural, it's going to happen, and it's going to survive. So, but the same few tokens will definitely have an intricate network of sufficient resources backing them, in terms of value, in terms of usage, in terms of storage capabilities. And this resources, the way I see it, it'll expand as humanity expands. So resources within these same tokens will become a medium of exchange throughout globally. So to me, this is evolution. We cannot avoid it. This is what you call the evolution that happened since the advent of the internet. So now we have the blockchain too, which to me is of course like an internet 2.0, where it just grew, So this growing creates a set of openness and transparency, so that the positive outlook I can see here will be more and more fairness, more equal distribution of wealth amongst people of the world. Because when you lessen the multiple tokens and it becomes like 1 or 2 strong ones, or maybe 1, then everyone is given the same fair share, everyone's given the same distribution of wealth. And if such a digital tokenization can be effectively adopted in a diverse and open blockchain system, then its usage and acceptance can certainly have a very positive outreach in the future of humanity. Yeah, that's true. So it's been great being here, touching base on one of the hottest topics right now, blockchain technology, cryptocurrency. So it's a whole new world. It's like the wild wild west, where there's lots of things to explore. But my advice is to always go for those reputable ones, and do not steer clear for those that seem a little bit dubious. If you think if it's too good to be true, then it certainly is always too good to be true. Go for the ones which has good reputation. Go for the traders which can actually bring forward actual trading. So people ask me, Would you trust on the AI bots, for trading as AI bots? Well, I'm a conventional person, so I would say that, well, we do use AI bots to a certain degree in most of our transactions, but we limit it. We have to limit it to a certain small percentage, or maybe 10% max, because 90% of it has to be human, has to be a human touch. The volatility of the market has not been really tested. There's a lot of ups and downs. We are not prepared. This is not something that we've had like 100 years to prepare. This is something which is ongoing. We are learning. So AI bots, are very smart. But again, you need to have the human touch. Human touch, experience counts a lot. So with that, I thank you for watching today's Hot Seat with me, AC Rick. Join me next time as we look into other interesting topics. Have a great day. Take care.